good evening, and welcome to Having a Drink with Mink, the Midnight Special. I'm your host, Jason Mink. Thank you for joining us on this very spontaneous episode of Having a Drink with Mink. I wasn't planning on actually shooting one of these, but I had a few things come together, and I figured I'd share them with you, the viewer. I hope you have a nice beverage, got your feet up by the fire, and you're ready for a little bit of fun. How about some fun, folks? Let's get right to it. I got a message from Mike Jones. He had sent me an envelope, and within that envelope were some fantastic finds. But first, this is Having a Drink with Mink, and you are having a drink with Mink, so join me now, please. I've been informed by my lawyer that if I didn't do that before we actually started filming, I'd be up for some serious litigation. So hopefully we're all up to speed. Let's get right to it. What do we have right here? Mike Jones sent me a copy of Laugh in the Dark #1. I don't know a thing about this book, but I am certainly captivated. This has art and stories by Kim Deitch, I believe that's how you pronounce the name, and a underground creator from way back. As you can see, this is 50 cents, so this may very well be a first edition, so I'm certainly excited to check it on out, and I'll share it with you on Comics for Breakfast. What do we got on the back cover? Whoa! Hey, looks like that acid wasn't bunk after all, huh, folks? Hang on. And have a little bit of orange juice. Balance you out. What next? Oh, and hey, we have some left field funnies, because the best funnies come from left field. And this is another independent book, another 50 center. Oh, how wonderful is that? And oh, yeah. It has that vintage bouquet. Let me tell you, I think this was under some stoner's bed for a couple of years. I detect Grateful Dead, 74, probably Santa Fe. Yeah, definitely Santa Fe. All right, what's next? All right, we have, hey, Flippity and Flop. And, they're your typical bird and hungry cat combo. But as far as it goes, that's a staple, And this is another book that Mike sent me. Hey, it's Marvel Collector's Item Classics #3. If you're going to enjoy reprints, the reprints from the 1960s are the way to go. I can't say enough about them. And this is #3. We have Fantastic Four #4, featuring Prince Namor, the Submariner. We have Iron Man interacting with, what's this guy's name? Gargantus. He's gone on to become a very popular character in the Iron Man mythos. Gargantus, a middle-aged man with a receding hairline in a club. Oh, yeah, that's right. And we also have the Hulk #3, and that's pretty wonderful. Hey, the Hulk can fly now! Son of a gun. We're going to have to give the military more money. That's just the way it goes, folks. All right, and Mike Jones was nice enough to hook me up with those wonderful old comics. Mike Jones, not only does he provide folks like me with old comics, but he provides folks like you with new comics. That's right. And what am I talking about? Well, it could only possibly be Yeet Presents. That's right. Yeet Presents is the best goddamn black and white anthology on the market today. Pardon my French. What do we have going on right here? Why, it's Yeet Presents #41. And this is Bloom by Bob Kroll and Charles Butler. And then, when you flip the book over, we have a Mike Gustovich cover with colors by Scott Milan, and that is, of course, Yeet Presents Black Fury. And Chuck is there as well. And there's a Black Fury and Chuck story within, written by Mike Jones, illustrated by Joe Wong, and lettered by Tom Warzaszowski. It's the official comic of old guys who like old comics. That's right. You can see right there by the little thing. And I'm wearing it on my shirt, so, simpatico. And there's even more. That's right, because just a few weeks ago, Yeet Presents released Louis the Liger and the Wizard's Tower. And let me consult my notes here. That's right, and this features 3 fantastic stories and some pretty cool word puzzles and a lot of great stuff besides. It's for a great cause. By all means, check it out at the link below. What's next? You're probably asking. Well, I asked myself that as well. I just happen to be downtown in Pittsburgh today, and whenever I'm in beautiful downtown Pittsburgh, well, I make it a point to stop at Ides Entertainment. That's right, Ides Entertainment, for all the best in music, movies, comics, and more. It's Ides Entertainment. What did I find today? Well, it's funny you should ask. If you've been watching the channel for any length of time, you're aware that I am a big fan of the Mego figures, as well as Star Trek. So to be able to combine those two things, fantastic. I can't say enough about it. And I was able to add to my collection the Romulan Commander, and you'll see him right there. Larry, can we get a close-up of the Romulan Commander? Larry is back with us. Thank you, Larry, for returning. I apologize. Last week I was a little harsh on Larry. He's showing you the pictures right now. Gosh bless, that's fantastic. I was certainly happy to be able to add this figure to my collection, and as you can see, he's here creating a little bit of conflict among the crew of the Enterprise. That's what it's all about. What else? What else indeed? When you hit your local comic book shop, it's good to make sure you look over what's on the stands, because sometimes books come out and you miss them. Cool books, especially reprint books, which I can't say enough about. And I was happy enough to pick up a couple reprint books. These were inexpensive, but I'm really happy to add them to my collection. What do we have right here? Swamp Thing. For a buck, you'd be hard-pressed to go wrong, folks. And what else? Marvel wasn't shy to come to the party as well. And we have their Legends editions, True Believers #1, and this is a Star Wars edition. What do we have? Vader versus Leia in the Third Law. Next up, what do we have here? Why, it's Blondie. That's right. Blondie Comics Monthly by Chick Young. It's a Harvey laugh hit. Oh, Dagwood. Stick to the sandwiches, buddy. You're a little out of your league there. And then what else do we have going on here? Oh, we have some Looney Tunes. And that's pretty fantastic. Good old Bugs. What's he up to? Oh my, he's cleaning up the streets at the expense of you-know-who. And then what do we got? Oh yeah, speaking of Bugs. I guess we've all been there, huh? Still, she's nice enough. She knows how to cook. And then what do we got going on here? Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Now, I don't work in the Metropolitan Museum of Art, but if I did, well, this would be the biggest goddamn thing in the place. That's fantastic. You know, it reaches me. Absolutely. And then what's next? Oh, we have some Walt Disney's comics and stories. And, hey, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, boy, they're winding up their uncle. It's amazing this guy hasn't had a heart attack at this point in time. Poor bastard. All right, and what's next? Oh, I was really happy to get this. Ordinarily, this book kind of pricey because not only is it a beach cover, but it's from 1957. But hey, some kid got creative with their pens. They drew all over the front of it, but the interior is in great shape. So I'm thrilled to be able to add this copy of Archie 95 to my collection. The price was right, folks. That's what it's all about. I'm all about those reader copies. Speaking of reader copies, ordinarily I'm not a Superboy guy. I could care less about DC Comics from this period, but this cover spoke to me. And apparently this cover spoke to Greg Ides, the owner of Ides Comics and Entertainment in downtown Pittsburgh as well. I talked to one of the guys at the counter, and he said that as an 8-year-old, Greg Ides was blown away by this cover, and I was as well. I had to add it to my collection. Why, it's the Colossal Super Dog. And wrapping things up, we have Jumbo Comics number 145. It has a luminescence, a vibrancy that I can't argue with. At the very least, I'll hang it up on my wall. And we'll tuck that right back in here. We have one or two more, so just hang in there. Let's wet our whistles. My whistle is dry. How's your whistle? I know that we're short of camera time, so we're going to cut right to it. That's all you need to do it. It's Daredevil's Comic Index number 9B. Wrapping things up, we have this fantastic Marvel Treasury Edition number 17, The Incredible Hulk. Now, I very well may have these issues collected at this point in regular comic book size, but to be able to enjoy them in the tabloid edition, to be able to experience the artwork, giant scale, well, just kind of takes me back. And when it comes right down to it, you get some rarely seen bonuses, like this back cover. How cool is that? Thank you for joining me on this very spontaneous episode of Having a Drink with Mink. I'm your host, Jason Mink, and I hope to see you this Sunday at breakfast.